Hello everybody, hope you're doing well. In this video we are going to discuss how to form a quadratic equation. Okay, if we are given the sum of the roots of the quadratic equation and the product of the roots of the quadratic equation, okay, and the product of the roots of the quadratic equation. So I'm considering this quadratic equation, right? And a plus b is the so a and b are the roots of the quadratic equation, so a plus b is the sum of the roots. So as we know, right, the sum of the roots of the quadratic equation is equal to minus b by a, and the product of the roots are equal to c by a, right? So we already know this. Now let's find out how to find out a quadratic equation if these two information are provided to us. Okay, so first let us consider this situation where the sum is 3 and the product of the roots is 5. Now watch this step very carefully. Okay, I will do this general step. Ax squared plus bx plus c, let this be the quadratic equation whose sum of the roots is 3 and whose product of the roots is 5. So we are considering this to be the quadratic equation. Okay, in the next step we'll divide both the sides by a. Okay, on dividing both the sides by a, we're getting x squared over here plus b by a into x over here plus c by a, and that is equal to 0, right? That is equal to 0. So we are getting this. Okay, now we can do one thing. We can write x squared minus of minus b by a into x plus c by a to be equal to 0, right? Because we know that minus minus, if we multiply minus 1 with minus 1, it is 1. Negative multiplied with a negative is positive, right? So it is minus and minus, now that becomes plus, which is over here. So we can write this like this, right? Okay, now we have this. Let me clear out the space above. Let me clear the steps above. Okay, now what do we get? Now this equation I'm writing over here, x squared, in place of minus b by a, I can write sum of the roots, because we know sum of the roots is minus b by a. So in place of minus b by a, I can write 3, which is given in the question, right? And in place of c by a, I know that the product of the roots is equal to c by a, so I can simply replace it by 5, since it is given that that c by a, which is the product of the roots, is equal to 5. So we got this equation. So this is the required equation. Let me use a different color to highlight the final equation which we have got. Real quick, I will do this. So this is the equation which we have got. Now let's clear this mess and let's move forward, and I will give you one final example. Let the roots now be, sum of the roots be equal to say minus 13 by 3, and let the products of the root be equal to 5. Okay, now what will be the equation? Now you can see, you can I think you have understood the previous steps that we did, so I'm just skipping those steps. So if you're first to it, you might need some practice, so do practice. And if you are watching this for the first time, if you're new to this method, then you can just watch the step again by rewinding the video. Okay, now I'm directly going forward to this position where we got this, okay, plus c by a, right? We know this, right? So x squared, and now in place of minus b by a, I can replace it by minus 13 by 3, right? Because this is minus b by a, so I can write minus 13 by 3 minus 13 by 3 into x, and in place of c by the product of the roots is 5, so I can just write 5 over here. Now this becomes x squared plus 13 by 3, sorry, plus 13 by 3 x plus 5 equal to 0. Now we can multiply both the sides by 3 and we get 3x squared plus 13x plus 15 equal to 0, right? We get this equation. I think I don't need to make that box. So we get this equation. So basically you have seen that we can derive the equation. So let me give you a general formula. Okay, let me give you a general expression, not formula, rather it's more like an expression, a general equation also, I can say, whatever you want to call it. So it is basically x squared minus sum of roots of this equation, okay, into x plus the product of roots. So this is how we find out the equation, quadratic equation, whose sum and product of roots are given.